I know what you're thinking. That double your range crap was just shameless clickbait. Gonna show you how to do it.
So in this episode of Not a Radio Jackass, we're going to figure out how to get more FARs out of your radio. The signal from your little HT radio is actually traveling hundreds and hundreds of miles. Just most of it shooting off the horizon out in outer space. I guess that's fine if you want to talk to Marvin the Martian, but other than that, it's not really helpful. So the big question is how do we get that signal where we want it? Now, in today's video, we're talking context of VHF and UHF, or the 2 meter and 70 centimeter band, and GMRS. And we're not talking about HF with 1 watt of power using an NVIS antenna. I've talked about 140 miles using my G90 radio. I'm talking we could do some funky stuff with HF, but that's a totally different animal, and it's going to be a totally different set of videos. So number one, and the key to getting any of your communication contact with these VHF and UHF radios, is line of sight. So if you've got obstructions such as buildings, trees, mountains, or anything in your way, getting up and above those is going to increase your range. The higher you get, the better it is. We're talking like Willie Nelson and Snoop Dogg doing a road trip through Colombia kind of high. But if that's not practical for you, we're going to go over some different ways to raise your antenna later on in the video. Number dos. Upgrade your antenna. The Nagoya 771, not a bad antenna. A lot of people use those. They work pretty good. I've seen these signal stick antennas, kind of really flexible. They seem like they operate pretty well. And my personal favorite from Upgrade is the my Magic Wand antenna. And I'm really partial to those because I'm the guy that's building them. There will be affiliate links below to get the Nagoya 771 and also the 771G, if you prefer to go rogue and use your Baofeng on the GMRS frequencies, which you're not supposed to do, but really nobody important cares. And if I've offended you with that statement, I probably should apologize, but I'm not gonna. And numeral 3, adding a counterpoise. Counterpoise. I don't really like that word. It sounds like an adult urinary control product. I'm going to call it a counterbalance or a ground plane. And because I really don't care what other people do or what they think, I make mine out of stranded 10 gauge wire. Nice, big, chunky, thick, juicy, heavy counterbalance. And by doing the math correctly, not what other people say, 21.53543 inches is the proper length. And then after adjusting for velocity factor, and if you're going to use that little screw on the back of your Baofeng to mount it onto, cutting it right around 20.25 inches is perfect. I've watched a couple videos here on the YouTubes with these guys getting their asses all up on their shoulders saying that doesn't do a damn thing, and if you hold the radio a certain way and stand on one foot that a counterbalance is worthless and it does nothing. Well, they're full of shit because I've tried it and it works great. And in certain cases of testing, it made the difference between making contact and not. And if you're operating with your radio in a radio pouch, they really make a big difference. So, I mean, it's like cheap, almost free to make one of those yourself. We also have them available that's going to be on the Commodium channel store as well if you're just too lazy to make your own and want to buy one. Moving on to number 4. And I know that I shouldn't have to go over this because all of my viewers are radio geniuses, but check the damn power level on your radio. More power doesn't necessarily mean more FARs, but sometimes it does. If you have more than just empty space between you and your buddy that you're trying to talk to, sometimes a little bump up in power will help push through some of the bullshebang that's between you. And that brings us to Article 5, adding an external elevated antenna. You'll need to get a SMA adapter if you're running some of the Baofeng flavor HTs, and this is going to allow you to connect coax jumper between your antenna and your radio. Then you're going to need to get a coax jumper. If you're so inclined and have the skills and tools, you can do that yourself. I'm going to make a video showing how to make your own coax jumper. Or you can buy one right on the Amazons there using the cheap Chinese coax. Or if you want to get a little shot of the good stuff, the Commodium channel store, coming soon. And there's all kinds of good coax out there. There is Times Microwave makes great stuff. Andrew makes great stuff. Messi and Poloni make great stuff. They're also really proud of it, and you're going to pay for that good stuff. So what I use and what I've had great success with is a company called MPD Digital out of Georgia. Their coax is right on par, I think, there with Times Microwave, and it is really good price. I really like it. So if you're getting stuff from our store, it's going to be MPD Digital or an equivalently good coax, not the cheap Chinese tin cans and a string type coax. The next thing you're going to need is your antenna. You need to make sure that you're using an antenna that is tuned for your particular frequency or range of frequencies that you're operating in. And then you have to make a choice between whether you want to use a omni or a directional style antenna. Now, a word of advice on directional antennas. If you choose to use a directional antenna, you need to understand that generally that directionality comes at a cost of bandwidth. You get more power that's in a particular direction, but sometimes you can lose the full range of frequencies that you want to operate on. Also, because it's a directional antenna, you need to have that pointed to the person that you're talking to, and they need to have theirs pointed at you if they're also using a directional antenna. One good directional antenna that gives you a little bit better than 180 degrees of coverage is a Moxon antenna, and we'll go over some of that in a later video. Now comes the part of getting this antenna up in the air. Everybody tells you that height is might, get your antenna up, get it up, but they really don't tell you how to do that conveniently. I'm going to tell you how to do it conveniently. Go to Harbor Freight, go to the Home and Garden section, grab the One Stop Gardens 20-foot telescoping flagpole kit. When they're not on sale, they're $89.99. When they are on sale, they are $69.99. It's a really nice, sturdy, collapsible aluminum pole. It's almost 2 inches and change at the base. Now, with my particular setup, I have 3D printed some brackets. I put about 18 inches of CPVC pipe to make an insulated mount right above that mast. And for testing, those poles are really nice. They collapse down. I ratchet strap mine to the back of my truck onto the roll bar, and that allows me to take it up and down and still keep it mounted relatively easy. And yeah, my truck has a roll bar. Do you hear my accent or what? So using that pole in the back of my truck and an ABBREE 42.5 tactical antenna, I was able to make contacts 18.5 miles. That's with not really ideal conditions and not really using an ideal antenna, but it just proves it works. I've also put a 5/8 wave over 5/8 wave Super J-pole antenna up there on VHF, and that thing was cooking. I know the copper cactus gets a lot of love and gets a lot of hate, but hell, it's another tool in the toolbox, and if it works, use it. Now in this photo, I'm using my all-band quarter-wave ground plane antenna, and you heard that right, it's all-band. It is usable from about 120 megahertz all the way up to 900 megahertz. And it has sweet spots in the 2 meter, 1.25 meter, 70 centimeter, and GMRS bands. It works fan-frickin-tastic. When we finish up a little bit of product development on that, you know where you'll be able to find them too. And there's nothing preventing you physically from putting an elevated external antenna on your GMRS rig too, but you know, we're getting ready to hear from the self-appointed frequency guardians, the lapdogs of the 3-letter agency, getting ready to lose their minds.
It's against the rules. It's against the rules. It's against the rules. It's against the rules.
And I'm not advocating that you break the rules. Rules, not laws. Rules. But I'm also not your pappy or your pastor, so I really don't care. And I just want to take a moment to thank all my regular viewers and welcome any new viewers, and thank all my subscribers. Without you guys, I couldn't make this channel possible. You are making our channel blow up and a big success. I certainly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed already, I'm not going to beg you. You know how YouTube works, but it helps. Thanks. So good tips to double your range. You can upgrade that antenna. You can try adding the counterbalance. But the biggest thing you can do is get that antenna up on a pole. If you get that pole from Harbor Freight, put an elevated external antenna on there, run a little piece of coax down to your radio, I guarantee you will be amazed at the new results that you get. Oh, and be sure you check the power level. And if you're having any difficulty with the range of your radio, leave a comment. Let us know what's going on, and either me or somebody else here will be helpful.
It's against the rules.